Cool. Weird. Hey guys, yep, that's right. Today we're talking about headstocks, and specifically we're talking about logos on headstock, and the fact that sometimes a headstock has a logo and sometimes it doesn't. Now, why would somebody have a headstock with no logo on it? Well, there could be a number of reasons for that. Maybe the headstock had a logo on it, but you didn't like the logo, so you sanded it off or you took it off for whatever reason. Or it's a replacement neck and it just didn't have a logo on it and you never put a logo on it. Now, in the case of my guitars, guys, I have several custom guitars that I built myself, and I've been buying these necks either from Warmoth, and the last couple I got from Music Craft, and they've got the Fender or the Charvel style Strat head headstock, and they're licensed. They can do that headstock, but of course they can't put a logo on it because they're just licensing the headstock shape. So when I buy these, yeah, it's got the headstock, but no logo. And yeah, a lot of people add, they get water slide logos and they put them on there, whether it says, Fender, Charvel, whatever the case may be. You could do that, I could do that. But I've been pretty happy with just leaving the headstocks with no logo on them. But what I want to talk about, guys, and specifically I want to ask you guys, how you feel about this. When you see a headstock with no logo on it, does that drive you nuts? Do you look at that and just go, man, it looks weird without a logo. It needs a logo. Some people even told me, I think when I did the video for this one just a couple of weeks ago, I think somebody in the comments said, dude, you should put bald shredder on the headstock. Now, it does kind of bug me a little bit that, it's just there's so much open territory. I don't know how else to describe it, right? A lot of just wood with nothing there, no logo. But there is a difference for me between an unpainted headstock and then the other headstocks that are either painted or stained with color. Like when you take a look at this one, my custom sub camo guitar with the reverse headstock, it's painted and it's got the graphic on it. So when I'm looking at this, the feeling of man, it really needs the logo, it's way, way less like on this one. In fact, I don't even think that at all. I don't think this needs a logo because it's got the colors, it's got the graphic matches the body, and I just think it looks really cool as is. And then I've got the Lynch Burnt Tiger that I made with the reverse banana headstock. And again, it doesn't really bother me on this one because I stained the headstock brown the same color as the body. So it's not really screaming dude, I need a logo. And then there's this guy, right? This was one of my very first custom builds, again with the Warmoth neck. I think this one, it doesn't bug me so much because of the placement of the string trees. And that kind of breaks up the monotony, kind of breaks up that desert landscape. There's nothing there. The placement of the string trees just kind of helps have something there. So it's not so you need a logo there, I guess I'm trying to say. And this one looks more like a parts caster because of the paint job that I did on it, right? It looks pretty amateur, basic, like somebody just sprayed it in their garage with spray cans, which is exactly what I did. So it kind of looks more yeah, it makes sense that you've just got that replacement neck thrown on there because it's a parts caster. But actually, this is a body and neck from Warmoth, and I made this all myself, put it together, painted it, and it is actually a fantastic guitar, and I would never want to refer to this as a parts caster, even though I just did. And then we've got this guy, another one of my custom builds with a Warmoth neck, and I did put some stain on the headstock, guys, so that it would kind of match the color of the body. So again, I think that kind of helps, doesn't look like it's missing something so much, and the placement of the string trees, so that kind of helps. So this one, yeah, not too bad on that feeling. All right, so back to my Burl, my latest custom guitar, currently my favorite guitar. Man, this thing is amazing. And now when I'm looking at the headstock, this one still kind of bugs me a little bit because there's so much blank territory up here and the string trees. So what I did with the string trees on this one is I looked at the placement of the string trees on some other Charvel DK24s, and I thought, I should put those string trees in the same place that Charvel puts them because obviously they know what they're doing, so I should probably try to put them in the same place. So I think I kind of regret doing that. I kind of wish I had pushed at least this one a little bit further forward, so it's kind of, you know, more up in here, and it just kind of, again, breaks up that monotony and doesn't make me feel so strongly like, man, it's missing something right here. But I will say that, like, after a while, guys, you get used to it. So when you have a particular guitar, like this one is still relatively new for me, you know, it wasn't that long ago that I finished it. So I'm not quite like used to looking at that headstock to the point where it's like, yeah, that's normal and it doesn't need anything else. I'll get to that point. But like on all my other ones that don't have a logo, I've been looking at those headstocks for months or years. And so now they're like normal. That's how they're supposed to look. So I don't really feel like they're missing anything. And now I do want to hear from you guys. Is this something that you just like could not tolerate? Like if you got this guitar, if you got any guitar and there's no logo on the headstock, would your OCD just like kick into overdrive and you'd be like, somebody get me a Sharpie, I need to write a logo on there right now before I totally lose it? Or is it something that's like, no big deal. Yeah, what do you need a logo on there? What's the big deal? Who cares if there's a logo? Doesn't bother me one bit. And I really think it's gonna like run the gambit as far as like, you know, people that it completely doesn't bother them at all, and all the way, you know, in the middle, people are like, kind of like me, where it's like, it kind of bugs me a little bit, or somewhat. And then all the way down at the other end of the spectrum where it's just like, no way, man, I could not handle that. All right, guys, so let me know in the comments, where do you fall on that spectrum of it doesn't bother you at all the way up to you just could not deal with it. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Where's the logo?